started. I know that a few other people are going to be hopping on here. But what I want to work with you guys on today is, obviously from the title, is automating your business. But what that really means is helping you guys make more time to be with your customers and work in the business instead of constantly working on the business. I'm sure a lot of us get in this rut where we feel like we're constantly recreating the wheel. You know, we're writing the same emails over and over. We're having the same communications over and over. And we hate that part. So we'd rather be out showing houses, working with customers, you know, having those kind of closing conversations rather than the same, oh, hey, you know, my name's John McGee and here's the things that I'll do for you if you choose me as your realtor. Those conversations that we have over and over again, it's not necessary to constantly be writing out those types of communications. So those types of things we want to automate. Right? Make it automatic, something we don't have to do all the time. No recreating the wheel, just have it set, ready to go. Other types of things that we can automate in our business are social media, emails, text messaging, even comes down to paperwork. How many times have you created an app file and thought, oh my God, I got to start from scratch and I got to add all these things in. I wish it was just here. Well, good news is that all those things can be done for you. Everything can be created once and not have to do it again. That's all part of automating your business. So we're going to kind of like topic hop today and go through what seems like a lot of random different places in the business, but it's all about one thing, and that's automating your business. It's going to help you have more time to spend with your customers, get more customers, and not have to worry about the little nuances in the business. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And like I said, we're going to hop around several different topics, but it's all going to be about automating your business. Now, when we go through this stuff, you kind of want to stop and think to yourself, schedule out your time. What works best for your schedule? Because it's not what works best for me. I can tell you how we do business here or how other agents do business, and they might be our top producers, but that might not work for you. Everybody's week, day, life, business looks different. Your schedule and how you run your business is completely different. So I want you to think about what's going to work best for you, not what works best for me, and apply these concepts to that. So for example, for me, we are really crazy on Mondays, but the second half of Monday, I like to call it Market Media Monday, because I sit down and I plan out everything for the week, right? So I'll show you some different ways that you can schedule out your social medias, your emails, and things like that. I sit down and I do that the second half of Monday. I set it up so that it runs the whole week by itself. So I never have to go back and look at social media. I never have to go back and look at follow-up emails or anything like that. The nuances are taken care of for the whole week. So maybe that works for you, and that's great. You could sit down every Monday for 2 hours and automate your business, and the rest of the week spend with your customers and your family and doing the things that you really like to do. Maybe that doesn't work for you. Maybe you want to do it on the weekend and set it up for the next week. Maybe you want to do it on Friday and set it up for the next week. It's whatever works best for you. Okay. So the other thing is to look at these different templates that we're going to make. Some of the templates might not be fitting to your business, and you might think, well, I could use this concept, but in a different sense. And that's perfectly fine too. So a lot of the templates we're going to look at are basic for generic. Okay, I've got a new buyer and I've got a new seller. But for you, you might have a specific niche of customer that you work with. Maybe you're doing a lot of land transactions, so your templates might look a lot different. Maybe you are specifically going after a certain generation or a certain occupation. Maybe you really want to work with doctors or whatever that may be. You can create as many templates as you need, or you can create as many varieties as you need. To work with that specific niche of customer that you might be working with. So keep that in mind as we go through everything. Your business doesn't have to be copy paste from what you see here. It's just the concept of making everything automatic for yourself. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys. So first thing that we're going to start with is really, really basic and simple, emails, right? So we're constantly, whether we're getting leads, we're meeting new people, we're changing, you know, a seller to a buyer to a seller, we're changing people around, moving people around. It creates new conversations that we need to have with people. And again, you don't want to have to keep retyping out those emails and having those same conversations over and over again. So the most important piece of this may be plugging in a CRM to your business, or some kind of email campaign tool. And we have recently had classes on multiple different CRMs that you might want to use. We had some agents give us different advices on the CRMs that they use. So go back to our YouTube channel and check that one out if you want to shop out different CRMs. So the point here is to sit down and plug into your CRM the different emails and communications that you have with people regularly. And that means maybe even just start with a buyer campaign and a seller campaign. So if somebody reaches out to you and they say, hey, I'm interested in real estate, we want to buy in the next 6 months. Okay, great. You get their name, their phone number, and their email. How often are you going to remember to touch base with them? And how many times have you lost a customer because you forgot to touch base with them? That's where most of us land. Oh my gosh, they went and bought with another realtor. I should have reached out to them more. I really dropped the ball on that. Well, you don't have to have that mistake anymore if you've got them set up on some kind of drip campaign. And that could be within your CRM or in a drip campaign you create yourself. So what that means is I'm going to use Agent 3000 for an example here really quick. Which most of us have, right? It's a great deal. You've got your website and all kinds of stuff. And if you don't know, if you bought your website with Agent 3000, it has an entire CRM on the back. That means drip campaigns for days that you don't have to recreate. You don't have to type up. So in here on the left, underneath emails, you've got drip emails and action plans. So in here, you can see that we've taught this class before, we've got the test, but you can start new drip campaigns and you can edit your drip campaigns. What this means is this drip campaign could be just for buyers, right? Or I can have one just for sellers. And then we talked about you can create as many different templates as you need. Maybe you have one just for investors, you have one just for doctors, you have one just for land, or anything. You want to get creative with this, but start simple. Don't overwhelm yourself. If you don't have templates and you don't have campaigns created yet, just start with the basics. We've got a buyer conversation and a seller conversation. So what drip campaigns are is a set of rules with automated emails that go out. So we're going to click this edit button so that we can see what's going on in here. So what this is this drip campaign, for example, is going to send out an email every certain set of days. So the first day that I plug a customer in and I say, set them up on the buyer drip campaign, it is going to send them out this email. After 7 days, it will send them out this email and then this. And you can see right here, the days, the time, what the email is. You can go in and edit the content. So it makes it really simple. It looks like you're reaching out to them once a week for this example, and you're touching base with them regularly. So you're not having to remember every week, oh my God, did I follow up with that customer? Am I talking to them enough? Am I talking to them too much? Set it and forget it, right? We all love those commercials when we used to, it was the newest, greatest thing since sliced bread. You had the little ovens, you put your turkey in it and it would just rotate it. Set it and forget it. Same thing with your customer. Let them cook, let them do what they need. And when they're ready, they'll ding you. So like I said, that's a very basic concept. You can come out here, create different emails, different conversations, and they already have out here in Agent 3000 or any CRM that you're using. They've got plenty of letters and campaigns, so you don't really have to recreate the wheel or think about the different conversations to have. They have that first initial introduction email and then, hey, just wanted to check in with you. They follow the process of what the buyer's brain is doing so that you don't have to constantly reach out to them with that same conversation piece. But if you are looking for different letters or different situations and you need some material and you don't have any material, we've provided some here for you. If you go into app files and you pull up the marketing and technology app files, there's a bunch of stuff out here for you guys to use, but specifically, we've got some drip campaigns out here for you to use. So we've got the buyer lead didn't answer, right? That's for somebody who maybe inquired on realtor.com or on Zillow, or they reached out to you. You've got a lead, but you've got no relationship, right? You don't even know if they're real or if they're going to answer. So there's a series of letters in here that you can use to reach out to them to get them to answer you. Once they've answered, there's the buyer relationship builder emails and letters. So that's going to help you keep them on the hook, keep them engaged until they are ready to go out and look at property or buy. But we've got all kinds of different ones out here. You've got expired listings, different letters that you could physically send out to people, farm area, FSBOs, just these different things. So you can set those up on automation. So every time you got a new buyer, you would you set them up on this and it would go out to them every week, a new seller. Or if you're trying to get new sellers, this is a great way to produce new leads without having to actively work on getting leads every single day. Your emails are going out for you and it's set. The other program that is great for you to use, let me move this real quick and open this up, is MailChimp. So MailChimp is a great way to automate your emails. You can do drip campaigns and you can do newsletters in here. They have lots of templates. What's great about this program is it is free. So if you want to automate your emails even further and take it to the next level, you can create this MailChimp account. So the moment you log into MailChimp, it's as easy as clicking this create button and going right here to regular emails. They've also expanded obviously into a bunch of other stuff, but you can design your email and boom, there's a bunch of templates you can use and things like that. So if you have time and you're sitting down and you're templating your business, you're working on your business, and you can set up your next 3 months of newsletters if you wanted to, or just, have it where once a month, okay, I sit down and I automate all of my stuff for the month. That means I put together one newsletter. I make sure all of my customers are plugged in and they're on a drip campaign. And then I've done all my social media, right? Maybe you take one day a month to automate your business, plug everything in and you're good to go. So they've got lots of stuff to help you out there. And like I said, MailChimp is free. They do allow you to have up to 2,500 emails per month for free. After that, it's like $12 a month. So it's super affordable because it's free. And if you wanted to upgrade your business, you certainly could. I do want to point out also that if we move this guy really quick, if we come back into Agent 3000, they have at the bottom here, they have an automation tab. They're all about automating your business. So they've got all kinds of different things that they can plug in. But if you come to this Zapier tab, they've got different rules that you can set up. And this one right here connects in with MailChimp. So every time you get somebody new in your Agent 3000 database, it automatically goes into MailChimp. So maybe you do your drip campaigns through Agent 3000 and those regular weekly emails where everybody's on different levels. Somebody today is getting email 1, somebody else is getting email 5. They're doing all those things, but you want to send everybody your monthly newsletter regularly. This is a great way to do that. It automatically plugs it in there for you. So when you get a new customer, you don't have to think about plugging them into every single place. Just plug them into Agent 3000, set it, forget it, and be done.
Can I ask a question of some of our people that are here? Are you guys using any of these tools now, or do you have something you're using, or are you using nothing? So we kind of have an idea about how to help you. Feel free to unmute, jump in.
JJ, we just use the Follow Up Boss, and we have all our drips are in there. And I also use that to send my monthly news, and all that is through Follow Up Boss. So we have everything put in that.
Does that kick into your social media stuff? Like you do some really incredible things on Facebook.
The social media, like what's the question? It doesn't go through Follow Up Boss.
That was my question. You're using a different system for that.
Yeah, I have a bunch of different ones on that, and some I pay for, some I don't. But the one I pay for is Paperless Agent. I like that one.
Fabulous Agent?
Paperless Agent.
Paperless, sorry.
it's a once a month all put together campaign. So, and I do it all in the beginning of the month. Unless we have a hurricane, then we miss it.
How about you, John?
I have Agent Elite that I use a little bit. I used to be a drop dead, type of person with CRMs, but I got away from it years ago. I had I still have the database and everything, but I just found that a lot of people just got irritated with some of the emails for the frequency and all that. So what I set them up in the MLS, and they get dripped on with properties and such. And a lot of people seem to be satisfied with that, but I do understand the reason why we really should go back to basics with the CRM things and get more involved with that.
I think because you're an experienced agent, you have a whole list of past customers, and this will help you start reaching out to them. Like she was talking about putting them on a MailChimp list, doing your newsletters, getting that automated. Then you're not dripping on them all over the place, and it'll still give you time to go and spend, your olden years with your grandchildren.
Yeah, but Facebook also, everybody's on Facebook, and sometimes I'm just afraid of just sending out too much stuff and then people getting irritated.
Well, Joanne can address all of that stuff. I'll be quiet now.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Well, and the great thing about MailChimp that you were talking about with the newsletters is once you create one template, you just copy paste it each month. And again, you don't have to recreate the wheel. So I was just talking with an agent yesterday and she was like, well, I'm not very creative, so I don't even know where to start. And I said, well, you just keep it basic, you know, a little letter from you each month, maybe like a little blurb. You put your featured listings and maybe, you know, some articles that you link from Florida Realtors or NAR, because those are safe sites to, you know, send them to. But then you just copy paste it every month, just change out the listings, just change out the links of whatever Florida Realtors is talking about that month, and boom, you're done. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And it seems like a lot of us are kind of intimidated by social media, or, you know, the commitment of social media. So this site, we're going to kind of shift gears from emails, text messaging, and that kind of communication into broader communication, which is social media. So this site is called later.com. It's 100% free. They will limit you on how many posts you get per month, but I think it's either 15 or 20, so you can keep it for free and still have plenty of posts. But if you wanted to upgrade to unlimited, it's like $15 a month. So that gives you an idea for affordability. What this does is you link all of your social medias into this dashboard, and it's completely safe. We've been using it for 2 years. Nobody's hacked us. And that's always the big fear. They've been around for a while. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of Hootsuite before, but Hootsuite kind of got too big for their own britches and started charging a lot. So we've all switched over to Later. So what you can do is create your posts and schedule them out, but you can also schedule them out to all of your social medias at once. So you can see, this is the main dashboard. You can see up here, these are all of our social medias that we have connected. So we've got Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and LinkedIn. So if I wanted to make a post, I could schedule, this is what I do every Monday. I sit down on Mondays, we schedule it out for the week. Everything that's posted on social media is not original. It was posted on Monday. And I hate to burst your bubbles, but that's how it works. So what you do is you can upload your photos right into here by clicking upload media. It can come from your Dropbox or your Google Drive if you're super techie too. And it'll come right here into your media library. You drag, so you click on something, you just drag it and drop it to whatever time you want. So maybe I wanted to do this later this afternoon, or I want to do it Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We can choose whatever we want. So you drop it at the time and the day that you want, and then you fill out your text that you would want here. You can also save captions, so we don't have to retype all of those crazy hashtags or anything like that. That's what we like to do, is we save all of our hashtags. So I've got a certain set for birthdays, anniversaries, real estate related stuff. So we can type in, you know, this was last week, but for Crystal's birthday, you know, we just type in, we click in there, so we don't have to type it every time. You go to customize your 5 posts. You double check that it's going to look good on every single platform, and you click post. And sometimes it'll tell you if you got to fix something. So Pinterest, you got to pin it to a board, right? But when you come back here and you look at your calendar, you can set it up for the whole month if you wanted, or you could set it up for the week. Like I said, I do this every single Monday, and we just set it up for the week, whatever is trending, whatever is happening. But then I don't have to think about social media for the rest of the week, because that's what a lot of us hate about social media, is the commitment of, oh my gosh, did I post twice this week? Did I post enough? Am I posting too much? Once you start posting, they'll start feeding you algorithms. You'll start to see, you know, what's getting a lot of attention, what time of days are working best. So that helps you like on the marketing end. But for automation, sit down either once a month or once a week, send out all of your posts. And sometimes even if I need to post something right now, let's say we had a wonderful party here for Halloween, and we wanted to post out our photos from Halloween, I'm still going to use this platform, because I don't have to go to 6 different platforms to post all of my material. I just post it once and it goes. Any questions on how to use this program?
No, but I'll look into it. Right now, I'm using a program called Keeping Current Matters.
Okay.
And it does everything. Maybe I'm just lazy. I don't know. But it does everything for you, kind of. And maybe that's not so good, because you're allowing that to happen and you're not really paying attention to it.
Yeah. Well, either way, you want to stay frequent. It'll help you with the algorithm, whether it's original content or not. And it's not lazy. Social media is overwhelming. regardless.
Yeah.
But if you have something posting regularly for you, that's fine, because it helps you with that algorithm in the back end of social media that makes you show up or not show up. And then, if you use that in conjunction, maybe with this every once in a while to post, stuff that you have going on, like, hey, we're out showing properties, check out this beautiful house. It'll affect the algorithm from what's original and what's copied content. It'll help you out a little bit.
Okay, all right, that's a good idea. It's $45 a month, which is probably rather pricey, but I've had people give me good feedback on it. They do videos and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I would say that's a really good price to have somebody do your social media for you. But for me, I just am a control freak, so I use Later because I can control what's going out there, I can control the content, and then it's free.
No,
so and there's lots of resources out there for you to use if it's about the creation of the content. Like if you're sitting down once a month or once a week to create your own post, but then you're going, I have no idea what to post about. We can send you plenty of links of different ideas to come up with so that you don't have to worry about the creation part of it too.
Okay.
Absolutely. So the one other thing when it comes to social media that I want to point out is Facebook. If you just, everybody's using Facebook, everybody's on Facebook. So if you have your business page on Facebook, you want to make sure that you're using the Facebook Meta Suite. So if you just go right to your page, we're going to go to our Jones & Co. Realty page here for an example. You can schedule out posts on here too. So maybe later, the website Later is too much for you to deal with. Maybe you only have Facebook and you don't have any other social medias because you just don't want to deal with it. That's fine. Absolutely come out here to your page and utilize the scheduler out here. Because again, then you don't have to sit down and you don't have to post, every day so that people see you're there. You can schedule out your posts. You can go to the professional dashboard. You can go to posts. I'm kind of taking the long route here, but you can create posts. You can see all of your posts. You can kind of see the reports on it and how well you're doing, and schedule out your posts for the whole week or the whole month as well. But that's just for Facebook. And if you link in your Instagram on the Meta Business Suite, you can link through Instagram. So Facebook and Instagram. But if you want to do everything else, which you might as well, if you're sitting down and you're creating a post, might as well just do it for all your other social medias on Later. That site will help you a lot. Any questions on social media? Okay. All right. So what we're going to do now is we've talked about communication as far as emails and direct conversations go. We've talked about the mass media through social media. We're going to take a shift over into automating. Now you've got them, right? You've got them under contract, and now you're creating an app file and creating all the paperwork and the deals. I want to show you guys how to automate your business when it comes to app files. So we're going to shift gears really quick. How many of you have copied an app file before and not recreated an app file?
No, I never.
JJ's like, whoop, whoop, I know something. Okay. So there is a feature in app files where you can actually copy an app file. And what this does for you in a sense of automating, that means what you can do is come out here and create a template file that you constantly copy, so you never have to recreate a file. So I'm going to pull up an example of one of our agents' files here, which is probably not perfect, but I'm just going to use hers as an example because nothing is ever perfect, and that's fine. So she's got a buyer template file, and she's just labeled it template buyers. We don't touch it. We don't do anything with it because it's not a moving file that has any kind of link to MLS. So we won't touch it. We won't move it on you or anything like that if you have it labeled template. So what she's done out here is she's added all the paperwork that she ever needs for a buyer. She's added in her favorite lenders, all of her different stuff, and the tasks. Now this is going to seem overwhelming. This is a lot, right? So this is every step of the transaction that she's ever used. Okay, like we want to watch out for the inspection period. Have we turned the keys over? Was the financing accepted? the commission verification to title, every single little step in the transaction is in here. So you can get this thorough or you can keep it super basic. That's fine. But she's got everything in here she's ever going to need for a deal. What you can do is come over onto the right-hand side and click copy this app file. So when you click copy this app file, they're going to ask you what you want copied. So this is our template. If we're creating a copy, it's going to be for a specific customer, right? So we're going to say this is for 123 Main Street, whatever your deal might be. And then you can go ahead and fill out what type of file it is, just like when you're creating an app file. Same questions, right? So you're going to go ahead and fill that out and figure out, do you need to change out the notes? Do you need to change any of this stuff out? And we're going to click next. I need to select a file type. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to make this our new buyer file, just like you normally would when you're creating an app file. And if you create an app file like this, that's not going to work, but we're going to do it for the time being. So when you click next, it asks you what content would you like transferred over. So this is all the paperwork you already have in here, all of your tasks and your activity. So most of the time you probably don't want to copy over activity because you want fresh activity when you have your new app file. But once we click create app file, it's going to say, please wait while we copy it over. It's going to create this new one for us that already has all of our standard paperwork in it, already has our lender info that we use all the time. So you can plug Tracy Van Landschoot right in there. And it's going to have all of your tasks that you need for every deal. So you, again, do not have to recreate the wheel every time you're making a new app file and you're thinking, okay, what paperwork am I forgetting? What paperwork do I need? What are my tasks? You can be as thorough or not thorough as you need. Obviously, certain deals are going to need different addendums. So those are things that you're going to add in there. We're going to click here to open it. So now this is our new file. We can see it's 123 Main Street. It has everything in here exactly as the template file did. And this is especially helpful if you're new because you're constantly worried about forgetting paperwork. So you can use Janet's wonderful app file paperwork checklist. Put that in every file, see what paperwork you need that's required for every deal, and just make your template files based off of that. So you can create a template file for your sellers and a template file for your buyers. So every time you get a new buyer, boop, copy your template and the file is done for you. You got a new seller, boop, copy that app file and you've got a listing ready to go. You just have to type out your paperwork. But everything's already preloaded in there. All of your tasks are in there. And all of your transaction information like lenders and title companies and all of that's already in here on the side. Any questions about how to do that?
No. That's a great thing to do though.
Yes, it's super helpful because most of the time when we get overwhelmed, somebody will call and say, hey, I got a house. I want to get it listed right away. Can you meet me at 2 o'clock? We run out, we grab the paperwork out of print blank documents really quick, and then it's lost, right? Like we have to go back, we still have to go and create the whole app file, and it can be very overwhelming. But if you've already got it set and ready to go, then you don't have to. Also, the point to this is our business is always growing and it's always changing, right? So anytime that there is a new contract or you think of a step, maybe you forgot about the inspection period and you're like, I don't want to forget that next time. Well, you go out to your template and every time something changes, you just change your template and you don't have to think about it again. So you go out to your template, you add a task for yourself or you remove a task that's not needed anymore. The contract updates, get rid of that. You know, maybe we start using an addendum regularly that you want in every deal. Add that to your template. Every file that you create from that point forward is going to have that new updated version of how you structure your business. So even though you're creating these templates and putting in all this work, it doesn't mean that, you know, it's just for right now. And then one day I'm going to have to create it all again. No, your templates, whether it's the emails, the social media, or the app files, those are always growing and changing with you as your business grows and changes. And that's the beauty of the whole thing. So right now, maybe you make everything super simple. Your email templates are super simple. Your app file template is super simple. And it just has, you know, like the skeleton basics of it. As you think of things and as you see more steps are needed, you add to those templates and it grows with you. And then you don't have to remember it ever again. It's always there for your templates, whether it's through communication or through paperwork. So How many of us are going to go out and create an app file template? Because I think that's the coolest thing. It'll make your life super easy.
It is. It is. It's like I had years ago, I had Top Producer, and we would do that for tasks in the Top Producer program.
Yes.
For
yeah.
So you got a deal.
Yeah. So you would create like a set of rules for your buyers, your sellers, or somebody under contract, right?
Yeah.
And every time you had a deal, it would remind you of that. So app files, if you don't already have that type of system like Top Producer, app files is a great way to do that with people once you have them under contract. Absolutely. So the other thing I want to point out is Google. So a lot of us, and I'm going to unshare my screen really quick. So a lot of us already have a CRM and use that for everything. If you don't have a CRM, I would say check out Google, because the Google platform, most of it is free. You can get the upgraded business suite and pay extra for a couple extra features, but we've never paid for the extra features, and I live in Google. So you can use it in supplement with your CRM, or you could use it as a CRM. So the ways to do that is simply using your Gmail. I'm not sure if most of you know, when you're clicking send, right next to the send button, when you're sending out an email, right next to the send button is a drop down arrow, and you can click schedule send. So if you want to send somebody an email and you're up and you're working and it's 2 a.m. and you don't want your buyers to think you're a psychotic realtor, which we all are, that's fine. You can schedule send and send it out for the morning, right? Or if you don't have Agent 3000 or a CRM, you can do your drip campaigns that way. So let's say you get a new buyer, Jane Smith, and you want to set her up and send out like the next month's worth of email with reminder emails, maybe every Monday, to your buyer. You can schedule those all out in one sitting. So when I first started in this business and I had this big of a budget, that's what I did. I used Google. I saved all of my emails so I wouldn't have to retype them. There was my introduction email, my follow-up email, my follow-up 2, my follow-up 3. Those were all saved in Google Drive, so I could just copy paste it from the drive into the email. But every time I got a new buyer, that's what I did. I scheduled out a send and had them set up for the next several weeks of their emails. So utilizing the Google Business Suite or just the free Google Suite is a great way to save all of your letters, and whether they're physical letters, emails, or anything like that, use the drive to save everything, use your Gmail to schedule everything out, utilize your calendar for follow-up. Maybe you put in your calendar in between your emails of when you're going to call people and when you're going to text people and things like that. The biggest question we get when we talk about automation is text messaging. And at some of our phones, depending on what phone you have and whether it's Android or iPhone, we could argue all day which one was better. Sometimes some of the phones have features to schedule out your text messages. Do any of you guys have that at the moment where you schedule out text messages?
No, that's beyond mine.
Yeah, mine doesn't anymore. I don't know, JJ, does yours schedule out text messages anymore? They want people to pay for that. And that's what it comes down to. So a great program for that, if that's something you really need, if you're interested in, is Twilio. So it's TWILLIO. And that is a program that you can purchase to schedule out text messages. And it is just under a penny a text message. So they charge per text message. It's 0.0079 cents per text message. Twilio is a program in itself. So if you wanted to automate your text messages and set up communications that way with Twilio, you could. But Twilio also plugs into a lot of different programs. So your CRM might be working with Twilio. Agent 3000 does. So if you were to set up your drip campaigns and your different rules and regulations in Agent 3000, I think I said AppFolio on accident. Agent 3000, you could set up, okay, day 1, it emails. Day 3, it texts. Day 4, it emails. You know, you can set up those different tasks. So it's not just emails. It's a mix of calls, texts, and emails. But it'll charge you. You've got to have a Twilio account and then plug it in. We've got a couple of chats here. Is there a minimum of text required? No, they have their base account starts with we just charge you per text message, and that's the 0.0079. They've got different programs where you can call in and like set up like different contracted deals. but those prices aren't posted on the website. They want you to call in and talk to a salesperson for that one. So they've got different stuff, but you can just count on it being 0.0079 per text message. And like I said, that'll plug in with a lot of different businesses you have. So you could, instead of having to set up your emails here and then set up your text messages over here, and then, you know, going to all these different platforms, if you just go through Agent 3000, you can set up your reminders for phone calls. Nobody's going to make your phone calls for you unless you have a virtual assistant. So set up the reminders for the phone calls. The emails will automatically go out, and then the text messages will automatically go out for that. And if you already have a CRM, again, just look for those features in your CRM. They might have another company that they work with, like Twilio, that will send out text messages for you, but it's going to cost. Unless anybody here knows of a free way to schedule out your text messages, then definitely put that in the chat, but that's something that you're going to have to pay for. So two more kind of tech tools to help you automate your business. The other one is going to be BombBomb. I'm sure a lot of us have heard of BombBomb. They've been around for a while. I remember the first year they came out, and that makes me sound old now. But so what BombBomb does is they are more so video communication, right? So we've got the emails, we've got the text messages, we've got the phone calls, we've got all that scheduled. But video communication is really, really big now. That's what's going to get you a lot more attention and a better turnover rate for your communication. So you can send out videos, you can schedule those videos, you can have like a drip campaign of videos of yourself. You know what, you can use your phone, you can use your camera on your computer here, and use this platform to send it out via email, text message, all of that. They do all of that through BombBomb. So first off, instead of doing a newsletter, you can do a video once a month. Hey, it's Joanna. I'm just here to tell you what the market's doing. Let's chat about let's do a market analysis in a minute. And maybe you do that the first of every month. And it goes out to your entire database. It sends out that video, and they have great analytics on it. It'll tell you who clicked the link, who opened the link, and how long they watched your video for. So great analytics. You can stalk people, but you can also have it text out to people instead of just emailing to people. So that's like from a newsletter sense, right? And another set of communication, you can set up them on a drip campaign. So same thing that you have with your emails. You have your introduction email, you have your follow-up email. You say, hey, what criteria are you looking at? You can set those up, but instead in video format. So you take one video of yourself that says, hey, I'm Joanna. Here's how I got into real estate. Here's how I can help you. And then you set up all of your other videos like that. They go in a video bank, and whenever you say, hey, I've got a new customer to BombBomb, they set them up where day one, it sends out your introductory video, and then day two, it'll send out your follow-up video. So it looks like you're reaching out and talking to them every single day. Piece of advice, if you're going to look into doing this, change your outfit in between every video. So it looks like you're actually recording new videos and sending it out to them. But that's going to get you great turnover rates. So that's via email and text message. BombBomb can be anywhere from $33 to $69 a month, depending on how many people you have in there, how much time you're looking to record. They've got it all laid out right there. They're very transparent. It's on their website, so you can just pull it up and look at what structure is going to best fit you. But I think it's a great program. I think it's worth the money if you have the money to spend. Like I said, they allow you to really stalk people and see who's interacting with your videos. I used it the first year they came out, and it used to be like hundreds of dollars a month to have a profile when they first came out. But now that they've got more users to support their program, it's an affordable $33 a month for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. So then the last tool that we have for you is the Ring app. So you can, there's actually a lot of different ones depending on whether you have Apple or you have Android. I would just go into your Google store and search for a voicemail app. And what that does is it allows you to just, the biggest one that's out there right now is called Slide Dial. So I think it's on Android and iPhone as well. So what that allows you to do is call right into people's voicemail. So I said you could not get anybody to automatically call for you, but what we can do is avoid those conversations that you don't want to constantly have with people and go right into their voicemail. So you can do voicemail blasts, And then you can also do singular contact to voicemail. So there are different fees associated with it, depending on how many people you have in your database, and what kind of task you're doing, whether it's just going into one person or you want to do a mass blast. It's pretty affordable for what it does for you, but that is another way of automating stuff. So you could schedule out different phone calls throughout the week where it looks like you called them. It goes right into their voicemail. So you could say, hey, it's John McGee. I was just following up to see how your search was going for homes. If you need anything, reach out to me. You know, just those basic conversations where sometimes you feel like your buyers really don't want to have those conversations with you, but you want them to know you're thinking of them. So those little touches, you can go right into their voicemail. You can keep stuff pre-recorded. So that same conversation you have with people over and over, checking to see if you're still looking at properties. Why have that conversation over and over? Just send it right into their voicemail, schedule it throughout the week, or mass blast all of your buyers who are currently searching. You've got different ways that you can do that, but it'll automatically do that for you and save you from sitting on the phone all day long, just following up with customers. Make one voice recording, send it out to everybody, and then go hit the road and go show some houses.
Yeah, that'd be great for stubborn sellers in between real calls.
Yes, yeah. And that's where a lot of us have used it, because it was free. If you were just dialing like one person at a time, they would make you listen to an ad and then you could just send it right in. And it was worth it for, sometimes we have those people that talk forever and you want to call them really quick just to say, hey, just a heads up, here's what's going on in the transaction. So a lot of people were using Sly Dial just to get around having conversations with people who talk a lot.
So what's the name of this app?
Sly Dial, SLYDIAL.
Sly Dial. I've never heard of such a thing.
Yep.
Okay.
It'll save your life.
Oh,
So
wow.
from now on, if we get phone calls from you and it's just voicemail, we get it. It's fine. You don't want to talk to me.
Well, I tend to talk too much. That's my problem.
No, I only tease.
No, really, I do.
Yeah. So everything that we've gone through today, like I said, it seems like we're going to jump through a lot of subjects, but it goes for your direct communication with customers, trying to communicate with the masses to get customers, and once they're under contract, kind of making that a little easier on your life. What I suggest is just taking a day, maybe it's this week, maybe it's next week, and automate your business. It won't even take you the whole day. It seems like this overwhelming task, and it's really not. Once you sit down and you structure stuff out, it might only take you a couple hours. You set up your email structure, you set up your social media structure, and you set up your app file structure, and you are going to feel like all of this weight is off your chest. Every time you get a new customer, a new lead, or a new deal, you've got everything you need. So that, I'm hoping, will help make your guys' life a little easier so you can make more money.
Yeah.
And if you feel you need a little nudging to do that, why don't you set up an appointment and come here to the Fort Myers office, use that whole tremendous work area upstairs and work on it. And that way we're downstairs if things go awry or you just get stuck and you need some help. I think sometimes that's what agents need, is you're working out at home and it's wonderful, but that interaction with each other helps feed the synergy and helps get you back on target. And as we're looking for 2023, right, our mission is going to be survive and thrive in 2023. Wow. So this is one of your first steps that will help you in 2023 to balance out and actually survive in this very new environment that we're going to be going through for the next year.
Yeah. So, and there's no better time than December to set up your 2023, automate everything.
Yeah. 2022 is basically over. Anything you're doing right now is going to be paying your salary in 2023. And that's what we're really focusing in, is bringing you into 2023 so you can be in the top, the top 10 agents forever. Anybody else have questions, comments, anything? There you go.
Thanks so much. This is really helpful.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I bought a whole bunch. I have all kinds of hardware that I bought this year to upgrade everything. It's like a little command center here,
Yeah,
all right.
But it's like, where do I start? Sometimes I really get overwhelmed.
That's the overwhelming part. So just, I like to say, like, do a brain dump, all the different things. Okay, I got to put this together. I got to structure this. I got to do this. I got to do this. And then go down that checklist. So maybe it's like your app files, templates, your emails, organize it all that way.
Yeah.
Well, if we're done, we're done 10 minutes early. You're now ahead of your time frame. You can go get a cup of coffee and start thinking about which program you want to institute first.
All right, thanks so much.
And thanks, Joanna, for sharing all this great knowledge and information and making it seem like it's going to be easy for us to do. All right. And as we end every program, peace out.
Bye.
Take care. See you later.